Yeah.
Love podcasts, hate nonsense. The PoliticsJOE podcast, ladies and gentlemen. See, muted applause back there.
Oh,
And it's leading me to believe that Ben is the keen applauder.
no, absolutely. Ben's a former listener.
Yeah.
So these guys should know one day you might get to
Who's Ben?
listen. They know about Ben.
Who's that?
Our colleague?
I'm not familiar with that.
No, you don't
That
know
is,
anyone.
that is outrageous.
The Guernsey Gooner.
No. That's not fair.
Well, he's doing the edit. He can decide if it stays in.
I guess so.
You're going to be fine. You're watching this on YouTube. It was meant to be on YouTube last week. We haven't conceded. You haven't won anything. We just made a mistake last week.
Our final PMQs of the season.
Oofed.
I have conflicted feelings about the recess because part of me is like, thank God. And then part of me is also like, I do kind of miss it.
You miss it.
Yeah,
I do. It structures my week.
I miss the cut and thrust of the chamber.
Do you watch it outside of PMQs?
Yes.
I know you do, because I sit next to you. And it's like your job to, but less so Ollie's.
Sorry, do I dip into the chamber? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
are you
saying?
across like...
Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to see how much of a void will be in your life.
No, but it's more...
You like to know what's happening. You like to know democracy's happening.
Yeah,
don't you?
I need to be able to see democracy to know that it's happening. No, it's also... Because large parts of the political media are downstream of events in the Commons, when the Commons is in recess, the political media that I also enjoy consuming becomes different.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing some other projects though, because I think a lot of the week gets determined by what's going on in Parliament, and I'm quite looking forward to branching out for the next few weeks. That'll be quite enjoyable. Hey, Ed and I went out together last night.
Yeah, we did.
We went on the lash.
We did go in the lash. Went to the Fens party, which is good. You were invited as well.
I was otherwise engaged.
It's a bloody good edition of that magazine this month, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their lobbying has clearly worked on the two of you, hasn't it? not 5 minutes into the record. Brilliant magazine.
I've been a paid up subscriber
not-
for like 5 years.
They're not a threat to us, are they? They're print. Different medium.
Well, not for now. Yeah, I've been subscribing for a while. I like it.
Do you think
We've got one of them.
video?
Say again?
Do you think they're going to move into social video? I'd be surprised. They're 10 years late to the pivot to video.
It comes for all of you in the end. We've got the author of one of their pieces coming in.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
There you go.
But I don't think it'll be out till Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It depends which one I put out first. Doing 2 records tomorrow, of course.
Ooh.
And possibly a third if one other booking comes off.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's punchy, isn't it?
How's your diary looking?
It's a busy day, yeah. I may join some of those records, you know.
Yeah.
See if the mood takes me.
You're normally glued to the chamber, of course. So
Yeah,
usually the rest of your week is opened up.
Yeah, usually struggling to pull my eyes away from a select committee meeting room.
From Northern Ireland questions.
Yes, quite.
Will I plug my Vinted?
No. Move on.
Someone found me on there.
A fan of the podcast is messaging everyone Vinted.
You can't, I'm not even funny, that's the stupidest thing you've ever done. Is letting there's a direct avenue to Avon.
I'm going to put a pair of shoes on there.
Right.
And I'm going to see how it goes.
Have I told the guesty story on him before?
Yes.
Yes, on
You
the
have.
podcast, yeah.
Tell it again.
Tell it again. We've got, I suppose you have some new listeners, yeah. Old friend of mine used to, he and his missus had a very lucrative side business. In the summer, he would buy Pro Plim soles. She'd walk around the garden in them during the midday sun, and then they'd sell them to pervs on eBay. Make a tidy profit. Paid for a holiday.
It paid for a holiday.
Yeah. I mean, she was doing laps. She was doing it before Captain Tom made it cool.
Really?
That seems, she's doing the labour there, isn't she?
Yeah.
But she also got the fruits of the profit.
I guess so, but it shouldn't, I feel like it shouldn't really be 50-50.
Well, can I say something? It's actually the admin which is the boring bit.
Boring, but easy.
It's actually not.
It's not. Have you ever done like a big haul where you've cleaned out your wardrobe and you've tried to shift a load of stuff? It's soul destroying.
Conceded defeat and then go to the charity shop.
So it actually some labour involved.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I was going to go to the charity shop. So this whole thing began because I was actually going to go to the charity shop, and they don't take everything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
yeah.
I went to a charity shop not too long ago with a couple of bin bags of old clothes, and they just said no.
But you've got to pick your charity shop. Like, if you go to like a shit charity shop, they'll take your clothes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go I'm going to go where I live, right? Because I don't want to be hauling all of that shit on public transport. I want to be able to walk to it. I'm willing to walk about up to 20 minutes. But, what do you want me to do? If I get there and they start sorting through it and giving me stuff back, I'm going to be like...
Then there are also the donation bins, aren't there, in supermarket car parks and things like that.
I don't know though, because I think that I hear a lot about how all the stuff inside gets ruined because the sort of people who chop down the sycamore gap tree also put shit in there.
People put shit in there?
Yeah, they defecate in there, yeah.
That is very difficult.
That's what I say, sew up their anus.
There's also quite a lot of fly tipping, isn't there? People just leave things next to those bins that don't belong there.
I hate a fly tipper. That really bothers me. I came home a few weeks ago and someone had left a mattress leaning up against my windows, and I was just like, what gives you the right? There's huge industrial bins. I'm not you could just put it in one of the huge restaurant industrial bins that are literally 2 meters away. And then I did that. And then
you then fly tipped their mattress elsewhere.
But then I was worried all evening that I'd got fleas. Because why else would you throw out a mattress?
Could have pissed on it.
Gross.
Well, I wouldn't mind that.
You never looked at a rented properties
face right on that
mattress.
Huh?
Like a rented properties mattress is always the grimmest thing in the world.
Well, one of the things I did very early on, even when I really had no money at the beginning when I first started renting, was to just get rid of the rental mattress, and I bought an IKEA mattress, and that she came with me every day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
My housemate, when he lived in Tooting, he brought a memory foam mattress, and he decided what he would do to store the landlord's mattress was to shrink wrap it and store it outside, beside down the side of our house. And then when it came to moving out time, I don't really know why none of us intervened at any point. But we just kind of let them do it. And obviously it was just 6x4 of mold.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Don't know why we let them do that.
What was the outcome?
He had to pay quite a lot of money to the landlord for the mattress.
Yeah, because they'll tell you as well it was a premium mattress or whatever, and it wasn't. Everyone, half of South London are fucked on it. Do you know what I mean?
Not on that bit.
Can you imagine if you put
I guarantee you. Not on that one.
Imagine if you took a blue light to a mattress, a rented property mattress. You wouldn't want to do it, would you? Actually, it'd probably be all one colour because it's just total semen.
People are just jizzing right onto the bed.
Yeah, it's probably got a sort of meringue crust to it.
Those adverts for stop yourself getting a cold. And you spray it up your nose, and there's a thin layer, protective membrane.
Yeah,
it's like that,
but it's cum.
Yeah.
Should we have a clip?
No.
Okay.
Yes, please clip.
Yeah. Roll the clip.
His budget last year had high taxes. That's why the economy is contracting. But, Mr. Speaker, the government has said that they won't put up taxes for people on modest incomes. But they also seem incapable of explaining who is in that category. So can the Prime Minister clear up the confusion and tell us what he thinks a modest income is?
Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I think of the working people across this country who put in every day and don't get back what they deserve, and that's who we're working for. That's who we're fixing the country. The sort of people that work hard but haven't necessarily got the savings to buy themselves out of problems. And, Mr. Speaker, that's who we're working for, and that's why we put the national living wage up. That's an extra £1,400. The national minimum wage up, that's £2,500 a year. The triple lock, Mr. Speaker, that went up pension up £470. And of course we're extending childcare, opening free breakfast clubs and free school meals. We know exactly who we're working for. She comes here every week and just talks the country down.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not talking the country down, I'm talking him down. I asked him what a modest income was. He answered what a working person is. He doesn't know what a modest income is, and even on working people, they cannot define it.
Ed, did you find Keir Starmer's definition of what a person on median income / working person is, did you find it convincing?
Well, he didn't answer it, but I would have appreciated a clear, a figure. Would that be useful to us if he was like, this is my literal definition, like all the data suggests this is the average person, this income, this level of savings, they live in this sort of house, this is who I mean?
Well, no, because you'd cancel out all those voters who are just above the threshold.
That's why he doesn't want to say it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's quite obvious.
What he means by working.
Yes, and I don't really understand why they've tied themselves in knots for over a year now.
Trying to come up with a definition.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I think it's someone who is receiving a monthly salary from an employer, whether that you own the business or you work for the business. I think it would be easier to define what is not a working person, which is what you're effectively saying is if you have assets, those are the ones that are up for grabs. And I don't mean homes, like one single home that you live in. I'm talking about second homes. I'm talking about over £10 million in assets. That's what I'm talking about.
Is the reason he's found it so difficult and they're tying themselves in knots is because they're essentially trying to say working class, but don't want to use the phrase working class?
That's plausible that was workshopped at one point, but I would also say that he is actually including middle class people in that definition, because middle class, I mean, the parameters of class have changed dramatically, definitely over the last 15 years, right? Because what used to be, you know, people may be university educated now, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily middle class, even though that is one of the traditional barometers of how you would measure that. Now, actually, a lot of people, if you're, graduates are earning £23,000, they are having to work every single day and they're living paycheck to paycheck.
I think there's a huge generational divide where the type of salaries that would place you. I saw someone tweeting about kind of like disposable income left over after fixed overheads like rent and mortgage payments, different places in the country, different salaries, etc. And it's kind of extraordinary what for let's say our parents' generation would be an obscenely high salary, and place you top, let's say 3-5% in the country. And now in the UK today on the sums on this, I can't remember who did the tweet, so I can't give them credit, but I saw a viral tweet about this. And you're going, okay, so you're in the top 3% of earners, but you are but you only have about $1,500 of disposable income every month. Now, obviously, I know for a lot of people, $1,500 disposable income a month is a lot of money. But when you say to me that you're in the top 3% of, you're one of the 3% highest earners in the country, that to me doesn't say, or I think about the older generation, if they were at 3% highest earners, you'd be going, oh my God, right. So what, you're like holidaying in the Caribbean a couple of times a year. Like if you're such a high earner, and instead that sort of like generational gap between people 30, 40 years ago being placed in that bracket versus now, with the tax take, student loans, etc. I found that sort of like generational difference really quite confronting. I've seen, is it Henry? The high earner, not rich yet.
Yes,
which I think describes these people. I think the operative word obviously is kind of yet, that they will become rich, because if they continue earning at that rate, they will have a lot of money in the end. But I thought, thinking about what you previously would have considered someone on a salary like that when you were a child versus people who are on that salary now, and the difference in the quality and standard of living is quite stark, and a sort of a sign of the direction of travel over. If you look at the top of the pyramid, it's a sign of the direction of travel that, like, as you were saying, over, a lot of middle class families who previously would have been stable, comfortable, have savings, etc. You can say that about fewer and fewer people these days.
They said that's one of the problems, believe it or not, the writers of The Simpsons are having.
What?
In that, so if you look at The Simpsons, Marge doesn't work.
Yeah.
Homer has like what was a blue collar job. They've probably got a high powered job in like nuclear engineering or nuclear safety. They live in like a 4-bed house, like detached house, double garage, car that they probably completely own. They travel all over the world. They were supposed to be like the all American family, but now they're actually like something like quite aspirational. And it is the same case in the UK now.
Yeah.
Good union job Homer's got, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, definitely has a strong union keeping him in that job.
Oh, he's actually, Homer. Why did you go yourself into this time?
Sorry, the gag is like the moron man is in charge of the nuclear power. Clearly someone's protecting him.
Marge is dead now, isn't she?
What?
Yeah.
Marge is dead.
Oh, what? As in, like, the voice actress?
No, they killed her off.
They killed her
They
off?
didn't kill off Marge.
Didn't they? I saw loads of stuff about this on...
What?
I don't know. I'm a bit of a Simpsons purist. I only really watch like seasons 1 to 4, really, over and over and over again.
Do you?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
I'd go up to 11.
Oh, yeah, I sometimes, but to be honest, I'm actually more of a Bob's Burgers person than I am a Simpsons person now. Do you know what it was? I settled on what it was the other day. It's because there is less jeopardy in Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
You get a feeling that they actually do all love each other. Whereas in The Simpsons, you get a feeling that they actually go out to hurt each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes after a hard day's work, I don't want the jeopardy.
Do you know what we love doing? We all love watching clips of Family Guy at our desk.
Do we?
You and I do. The Godfather.
We love the Godfather clip. We love that clip.
We put that on every 2-3 months.
Do you know what?
And just
Actually,
what?
we haven't.
Do you know?
No.
Do you know
what?
the clip?
No, I don't know the clip, and I didn't know that you did this either.
Well, you're too busy engrossed in Parliament.
Yeah.
So we
Get your
can't-
head out of the committee room, Hole.
Wait till you hear about
Wake
how.
up.
Wait till you hear about how every couple of months we're due for this. By the way, we watch the entire John Cena prank called.
No, that
Start
is good.
to
That is good. That's a good
But
one.
that's like 8 minutes every 3 months. I think we've earned that.
What's the song? What's the... Oh,
Do you support?
Are you ready?
Do you support?
I'm sorry, do you
Marine
support
veterans.
the United States military.
Yes, of course. We'll get ready for this Sunday night.
Sam's
That was the line
pulling up a
reaction.
clip. Yeah, come on then.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once if we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Did not care.
It insists upon itself.
Yeah.
I've let them find active. Did not like them. Nothing to They insist upon itself. They insist upon itself. A valid point to make. It's insist. And I spent like 6.5 hours thinking, I did it for a team. That's what we got. Never seen it. I don't know how you think of how you haven't even given it a chance. I've tried on 3 separate occasions to get for it. I get to the scene where all the guys are sitting around in the easy chairs and I have no idea what they're talking about. It's like they're speaking of different language. That's why I lose it for fight always.
Something you don't understand.
I want the money pit. That is my answer to that statement.
Exactly.
Well, there you go.
Very good, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry.
good.
Sorry. I didn't realise that that clip insists upon itself.
That is good. What the hell was
Whoa.
that? Bloody hell.
Are we safe? Oh, cool.
It makes that noise.
No, I think the next clip, whatever it was.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Where was Meg?
Where was Meg?
Yeah,
In that clip.
in that scene.
Where she is in that scene.
Where's Meg?
We should watch the whole episode now.
Is she the one that
Check
let
it
them
out.
out? Does she let them out?
I might have only seen that clip of that episode. I don't really know.
We could
Much around it.
Family Guy watch along coming soon.
We could.
PMQs is about to finish for recess, so we need something else to do on a Wednesday.
We could do that, couldn't we?
Have either of you read A Little Life?
No, I
No.
heard so many bad reviews about it that I didn't.
It's,
read it.
you know, it's like
Does it
universally
talk about
acclaimed.
itself?
It's the worst book I've ever read in my life.
Really?
I read it all 800 pages, cried during it. It is misery porn, and it is
Oh, I love
awful.
misery.
No, it's bad.
If you were to rank it against, for example, a recent misery porn's favorite, but compared to, for example, a Shuggy Bane.
Oh, Shuggy Bane is way better.
Okay,
That is quite misery porn, though.
Yeah, no, but
that made me cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like
Book though.
that made me want to never drink again. That book. That made me like that was tough.
Was that when you had your period of sobriety? Was it after reading
No,
that?
that was maybe 2 years later.
Okay.
Sobriety is a
Made me want to go to Blackpool.
I just didn't want to drink as much.
Tempered sobriety.
Uh-huh.
Temperance.
Where is it compared to like normal people? Do you reckon? A Little Life?
In terms of sadness,
No, or just like misery porn.
is normal people misery porn? I've only seen the TV show.
Mm.
Just porn, isn't it?
No, come on.
It's bad. It's as bad as porn. We should ban it.
It's
Hot
like
take, ban normal people.
I haven't seen it or read it, but my baseline understanding is that it's like, they have sex with each other, and then Paul Mescal is so emotionally repressed he can't find the words to speak to her other than just repeating her name over and over again. What's her name? Joanne?
Marianne.
Well,
He's like, Marianne.
well.
Marianne. Yeah, he makes fun of her at school.
Marianne.
And then they go to Trinity and their social status switches.
Ah,
And so it's...
Yeah, and his mum is great in it. Paul Mescal's mum.
That's what we recommend today. Family Guy. Normal people. We don't recommend other
I
stuff.
don't know if I'd recommend Normal People. I do really like it, but I don't know if that would be like on my recommendations. I definitely recommend Shuggy Bane.
I think cartoons are more of a South Park guy. More of an Archer guy.
Yeah, that makes entire sense to me.
Mm. Yeah.
What would you be, Ed?
Probably
Anime.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Wow, okay.
Or have you ever watched Invincible?
No.
No.
It's like a cartoon about a superhero. It's good. I'd recommend that.
I enjoyed early seasons of Rick and Morty. I haven't watched it for a long time.
I think one or two I've watched, but not.
I thought that
all.
was sort of a university endeavour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also just one of these things where
It correlates with like, I don't smoke as much weed as I used to. I no longer watch Rick and Morty.
but like it's one of these ones that, although I never interacted with like the online fandom around it was so repellent.
Oh, sick! Yeah,
that you kind of felt you couldn't watch it.
Yeah, that guy having a meltdown in McDonald's about
Szechuan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, it was
it
bad.
was tough.
Real bad.
I think that anyone having a meltdown over programs. I mean, do you know what? I'm just going to say it. Wicked. What's that fandom about?
What, the Wicked fandom?
Yeah, that.
He likes musicals, so you might get some pushback here.
Look, I thought it was all right. Like, I'm not, but I don't really get it. People are violent over it, and at the end of the day, you want to go, it's just a musical. You've got to find another way to be fulfilled.
Was that all the discourse around, like, who's the actress who plays Elphaba?
Cynthia
Erivo.
Yes. There's lots of just weird chat about her and Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
during that press run.
Thank you for mentioning that, because my only touch point is her holding her fingernail
Oh, yeah.
when they're like sat next to each other.
Yeah.
That's my only touchstone of this.
Well, I've got to say, me and my sister watched it over Christmas, and we actually had to watch it in 3 parts because we weren't engrossed, but we felt we should watch it.
It's so long as well.
How long's that?
It's like almost 3 hours.
Yes, ages. And
It insists upon itself.
I think so.
yeah, I mean, some of it you kind of get it. I like anything big budget. I find that exciting these days because not everything is big budget anymore. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, oh, wow, that is amazing. But
I saw it at the BFI IMAX and was just staggered at how big that screen is.
it is big, isn't it?
Like unfathomably big. Sorry, guys.
They're saying that about the new Superman, aren't they? They're saying James Gunn's like rescued, like he's returned.
That's seemingly anti-Israeli, that film.
Is it?
I think it's kind of seems largely analogous to.
Yeah,
Is it?
apparently.
I mean, I wouldn't know. It doesn't interest me, Superman.
Yeah, but it's gone back to kind of colourful,
Yeah.
slightly camp. It's rejected Nolan.
I like Nicholas Hoult.
I like Nicholas Hoult as well.
Have you watched Nathan Fielder?
What?
The recent rehearsal.
No, I haven't.
You've got to watch it. You've got to watch it.
I'm a big Nathan For You fan, so we should do another clip.
Should we?
We're only one in.
No.
We've done 2, but one was a Family Guy. So
If you watch Nathan Fielder for one reason,
no, he's gone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself with the Prime Minister's words about the shocking Afghan data breach under the previous government kept secret for 3 years? And he will have our support if he decides to pursue a public inquiry. Mr. Speaker, I know the Prime Minister will agree that the shocking rise of anti-Semitism we have seen since Hamas's October the 7th terror attacks has no place in our society. British Jews should not have to live in fear of hatred, racism and abuse on our streets or online. A new report from the Board of Deputies Commission on Anti-Semitism, chaired by Lord Mann and Dame Penny Mordaunt, has set out 10 recommendations to tackle this appalling scourge. Will the Prime Minister study this report, and will his government respond to it in full?
Prime Minister. Yes, we will. And we must fight anti-Semitism wherever we find it as we must fight all hate offences, crimes and incidents wherever we find them.
Sir Ed Davey.
Can I thank the Prime Minister for that reply? I hope we will see more action to tackle anti-Semitism. But turning to the Middle East now, Mr. Speaker, the world is looking on in horror at the scenes from Gaza. And now Netanyahu's ministers want to lock the whole population of Gaza into effectively a giant prison. A plan that would clearly amount to ethnic cleansing, as former Israeli Prime Minister Olmert has said. Does the Prime Minister agree that this is utterly abhorrent and unacceptable? And will he make clear to the Israeli government that the UK will not stand idly by and will act, starting by sanctioning Prime Minister Netanyahu himself?
Prime Minister.
I am appalled by these suggestions in relation to Gaza, just as I'm appalled by the reports of yet more civilians being killed whilst trying to access aid. So on both fronts, I'm appalled by what we are seeing and what we're hearing, and we raise it regularly as he would expect. In relation to the civilians being killed, I would expect them to be fully and transparently investigated with full accountability for any failings. And Israel must clearly put in place measures that properly protect civilians in line with international law. And that is the case we're pressing repeatedly. But we do also want to see, and alongside that, an immediate ceasefire so that the remaining hostages can be brought out and aid at volume and at speed can be got in and a political process opened that, in my view, is the only way we're going to get a lasting solution.
So,
That was a long clip.
It was a long clip, but I think it was important to see both of Davey's questions because I think his first one was very much asked with his second question in mind. It felt like he was doing I want to begin by stating how terrible anti-Semitism is, and now I'm going to be critical of Israel. And if I think you don't have to, it's not that subtle an attempt to kind of, almost like a caveat that he felt he had to say before he could begin to criticise what's happening there.
Are we going to do Imran Hussein?
I feel like both were kind of similar questions on a similar topic, so I think we'll just do Davey. But I mean, obviously, you can reference that.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
I thought Imran Hussein was very strong today, actually. So he's a Labour MP, and he was very emotionally asking the Prime Minister.
Forceful, yeah.
Quite. He said quite rightly, you've put these sanctions on Russia over Ukraine. How, when is it going to be enough? When will the Prime Minister step in? You're looking at children being shot, going to receive water, going to get water. The water thing's really important as well because you can that the only place you can go and get water is by these aid trucks that are coming in because there's not enough energy to power the what is it? Is it taking the salt out of the seawater? Is that what it is? Yeah.
And they've also been bombed.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like this huge. You're watching these huge masses of people running. I mean, there was like guys with like busted teeth and that because there's just like a swell of people trying to get water. Water probably worse to try and get than food, right? Because that's you can't. I mean, you can't live without food either, but you really can't live without water.
It really seems that the tide is turning. That public opinion, national discourse is starting to shift, at least in this direction now, I think.
I would push back on that. I think public opinion has been stable for quite a long time.
Sorry, that's the wrong word.
And actually, it's politicians are now catching up to it and feeling emboldened to take stances.
And the media
like
as well.
that.
Yeah. It's Jonathan Sumption, sort of, formerly one of the highest judges in the land, retired, sort of COVID skeptic guy, not someone you describe as woke, has written a piece for the New Statesman on the front cover this week, and he accuses Israel of war crimes in it, and is not someone you would traditionally associate with kind of the leftists who have been campaigning on this for a very long time.
Yeah, and a lot of conservative friends are friends of Israel.
Yeah,
in the comment. I mean, Kit Malthouse is very strong in it in the comments.
You're sort of getting towards. It's about, I think, 90% of the buildings in Gaza have been bombed now. The BBC carried a package the other day showing before and after pictures of neighbourhoods where the IDF has just gone through and flattened buildings. I think you could make, and I did make, the ethnic cleansing argument earlier on in the war when they were literally sort of instructing civilians to vacate an area, bombing the shit out of it, instructing them to move to another area, bombing the shit out of it, then actually just bombing the humanitarian locations that they were telling them to to gather around. I think it's easier to make that compelling argument that ethnic cleansing is taking place and that war crimes in that sense are taking place. Whereas, for example, on the point about genocide, which people are litigating, there is always this assumptions point, which is one I'm inclined to agree with, is that because of the nature of having to prove intent, it will always be more arguable to say, I believe this is genocidal, or I don't believe that it is. Whereas when you're talking about forcibly removing a group of people from a physical location, it's much more concrete. Are you destroying the buildings? Are you instructing people to move to a location? And obviously some of the far-right government ministers have been saying for a very long time that their intention is either to move people to a separate place, or ideally they then start to be removed from Gaza in its entirety. They go to that humanitarian city and then they're shuttled out from there.
It's also, there's a snowball effect, right? Of like, the longer the war goes on, the more people are taking an interest in why they're seeing the scenes that they are seeing, and then they learn about the division between Israel and Palestine and how Palestine is governed, and they're horrified by that, and they learn more, and they're more horrified. Like, I've just totally anecdotally, a friend of a friend, I think he just read a book about, he's a guy in like his mid-60s, I would say. So my friend's dad, not a friend of a friend. I don't have old friends. just to clarify. It'd be fine if I did. A friend's dad, I think he just read like a history of like the formation of Palestine and has actually just become quite radicalized by it. He just like was waxing lyrical about it at dinner, and he's just a very like average person, engages with the news as a normal person is not an activist. I think he's actually a conservative voter, but the sentiment is just spreading, and I think it's one thing that the government is completely out of touch with on this.
Did you see Mike Huckabee telling Israel that they need to do what was the word they used? It was like a fervent, it wasn't quite that, investigation into the Palestinian American who was beaten to death by settlers. I thought that was quite an interesting line to come out of America.
Yeah. Saw that as well. Yeah.
I agree with you. I do think that public opinion has been stable. I do think that public distrust, though, is mounting off the back of it.
Yeah.
I think that the position that most civilians in the UK are taking at the moment is they feel quite traumatized by the content that they're consuming every single day on social media. And I think that they see this sort of vacuum between the content that they're consuming and the overarching government position that is not reflective of any other, I guess, stance that Britain would normally take over a war in the Middle East like this. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I've written something.
You have? Is that going to publish?
Yeah, I think tomorrow. Yeah.
Great. Well, they can read it then.
Yeah. I would broaden it out. I think Imran's point is like the universalist one, which is if we wish to take principled opposition to Russian atrocity committed in Ukraine and respond with, I think he says, thousands of sanctions against private individuals, to be a universalist, we have to be able to say we intend to do the same when we see war crimes being committed elsewhere. And that's the tricky place to be, is if you sort of can end up looking slightly too pragmatic about it. Yeah.
But you're right about how it's been received has changed. That has transgressed, because if you think about Bella Hadid at the beginning of the this leg of the conflict, she was getting taken off of various campaigns by designers. And actually, anecdotally, I do know of a few models who were, I don't know if I can say the brand, but there was one particular brand that was just basically ousting, dropping all of these models who'd said anything vaguely pro-Palestinian around that time. And now you think about someone like Olivia Rodrigo, who I would say is sort of like the face of, well, I mean, her fans are teenagers. She writes bubbly pop songs, and do you know what I mean? She's not the
Sleaford Mods.
She's not, well, I mean, that's probably a bad example of this, in this, she's not Kneecap, right?
Yeah.
And she is putting on her story asking for her followers to donate to, I think it was UNICEF, but I could be corrected. It's one of them.
Yeah.
You know, that is a real change because it's actually highly unlikely she'll now be dropped.
Yeah, but
it
is a different moment.
That's what I'm saying. The moment's changed.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
The context is different because I think, as you're rightly pointing out, in the immediate aftermath of what happened, which is, the most egregious terror attack on Israeli civilians and the largest loss of Jewish life since the Holocaust, versus where we are now, where, and admittedly, I think you could say Hamas committed the atrocities they did with the intention of provoking the response that they have provoked, which was, an iron fist. But now, having spent nearly, we're getting up to 2 years now, aren't we? Of it ongoing, the sort of, at the moment of October 7th, there's kind of this huge, rightful outpouring of sympathy for the Israelis. And I think, the sentiment among the global community, even the public to an extent, has hardened and hardened and hardened as they have observed the manner in which the war's been prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
I actually would love to insert a clip here.
Oh, yeah?
Just for posterity. Lisa Nandy, who was the culture secretary, this is her in 2018. The tweet reads, "After the horror of recent days, why are we still selling arms to Israel?" And this is what she said in the chamber when she was a backbench Labour MP.
Lisa Nandy.
Government's failure to condemn the actions of the Israeli government and the reckless inflammatory behaviour of the Trump administration shames this country. But even more shameful is the equivocation about arms sales to Israel. Last year, this government approved 216 million export licences to Israel and does no checks on how those weapons are used. How on earth can he stand before this House, given the scenes that we've witnessed of children being gunned down in recent days, and continue to justify those arms sales to Israel?
Should we do another clip?
Yeah, I think we should do another clip as well. Yeah.
Could I begin by warmly congratulating the Prime Minister on his first year in office, acknowledge that the Labour manifesto was beautifully written, deeply moving, and like that other great blockbuster of hope and redemption, The Salt Path, a total pack of lies. With joblessness, inflation, and debt ballooning, his personal ratings collapsing, and his backbenchers on a work to rule, could the Prime Minister... Could the Prime Minister recommend?
Come on, let's get on with the question.
Could the Prime Minister recommend a summer recess read in order to take all our minds away from the calamitous journey on which he and the Chancellor have embarked?
I think most of their backbenchers are already on their summer recess, looking at the benches opposite, Mr. Speaker. We are very proud of our manifesto. It was a very successful manifesto, giving a landslide victory, and now we're very proud to be implementing it.
A, I enjoyed the manner in which Graham Stuart delivered that question. I thought it was quite funny. B, he should know better than to ask Keir Starmer to recommend a book to read, because famously the man doesn't have really favourite anything, doesn't dream, doesn't know the colour of his own tie. Could you recommend a book for me to read? No. It
was interesting that the Salt Path is a cultural touchstone there.
It's really blown up, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite. Sometimes it's like,
have you seen the film?
No.
It's something that just come out. It's in cinemas, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do you think that Gillian Keegan's really pissed off that they didn't get to act in the movie that will now be made, which is how they swindled all those people?
Do you mean Gillian Anderson?
That's one.
Who'd you say?
Gillian Keegan.
Why would Gillian Keegan have any opinion?
Yeah, that's why I meant Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, it would be much more interesting.
I wonder if they'll redo it.
That would be interesting.
She had a line when in some of the I saw in the promotional materials. She was asked about her and Jason Isaacs.
Yep.
Yeah. We're talking about their interactions with the actual couple, and she said, Anderson says, I think in the promotional materials, and I may be misremembering this, she was surprised at how withdrawn and icy her character
Really?
was. Yeah.
In real life?
Yeah.
That is interesting. Because you'd be fucking shitting yourself.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh man, I'm going to get found out
Do
any moment
they're going to be
now.
back on that path, aren't they? They're going to be walking out all over again.
Redemption 2.
Because
tough.
isn't there a whole thing about because Penguin listed it under factual or biography or something like that, something like that. That's the caveat. That's the problem. Because if it's moved to under fiction, then it's fine. You know, I think that's the problem.
That's what I never get about kind of scammers or like something like things like this. You like building a career out of like such an untruth is like the confidence that you will get away with it. It's like an arrogance of like believing you're smarter than everybody.
Well, isn't that timely to bring up during Prime Minister?
Oh, very droll. Very droll.
Well, what read would you recommend to the House of Commons?
What mead?
Read.
What read? Mead.
What read would I
What
recommend?
mead would you recommend for the House of Commons?
I'd recommend Gary's Economics.
You're saying now on PoliticsJOE.
What would I recommend?
Gary's Economics has paid for this set.
There's
Charlotte Gill's going to clip that now.
Yeah.
proof. I've been doing some investigating. I recently read Animal House by James Brown, the editor of Loaded.
Oh yeah,
it's quite good. Very well written. I've just started reading. I've got a proof of the guy who started Wikipedia. I started reading it this morning about trust, 7 rules of trust, which, based on the first 20 pages, is like fine. But I wouldn't want to come to a conclusion more than that.
Is the information freely available online?
It's quite anecdote heavy at the moment.
Right.
He's sort of lifting the curtain.
By Wikipedia?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's like the social network for Wikipedia.
Maybe one of these will be your Jonely fans book club choice.
There you go.
There's an Easter egg for them.
There's an Easter egg for you. God, just drop like that into the conversation.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always subbing it in.
Tough. Tough lifting. Graham Stuart is a lot better there of like having a go at the Prime Minister than
you say Lincoln Job.
Yes, Lincoln Job. You're talking about like the cricket.
If I had a name generator and was like backbench Tory MP, Lincoln Job.
No, 2 on the nose.
Too unbelievable.
Too insane a name.
Former colonel.
Politics Live with him when he'd
yeah?
only just kind of become like an MP because he's new intake.
Yeah.
And later that evening, or might have been the day after, I can't remember. I was in Strangers, and he turned around the parliamentary bar, and he turned around at the bar with 2 drinks in his hands, and then he like jumped out of his skin when he saw me, and I was like, "Hi, like, what's wrong?" Like,
I guess that
he was just like, "Oh, it's very, very lovely to see you," and walked off. I was like, "What happened on Politics Live that I don't?"
I guess at that point you loom much larger in his life than he does in yours.
Are you calling me fat?
Yes, I was calling you fat, and also he's
another thing.
He's one of the hundreds of MPs that you've met. You are one of the few journalists that he's met at that point in his life, and to go from like consecutive days is like, oh, what a coincidence!
I'm following you around. It's quite so. He has. I can't remember. He has some military honor for serving
military cross.
Yeah,
for serving cunt.
Serving cunt, and in Sierra Leone.
And in Sierra Leone, yeah, during the Civil War. It's quite amusing that, not to diminish your powers of intimidation, but presumably as a man who's seen active military service in Northern Ireland, Sierra Leone, and I think also the Balkans, that you prompted him to sort of jump out of his skin. It's not necessarily reassuring.
It's PTSD.
Oh, naturally.
It's all men out there, isn't it?
Yeah. His wife, we just like went all in on the Wikipedia of Lincoln Job. This is all the Lincoln Job facts we know. His wife founded the Military Wives Choir.
Co-founded, I believe. Ed.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God, did they go full Green Party with it?
Or just 2 women did it, to be fair.
Show another clip.
You know what 2 women? How many? What they could be doing?
Scissoring.
This is real last day of school energy, isn't it?
What were you going to say?
You're just as bad as him. Don't pull that face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What were you going to say?
When Ben's done with this edit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Families in Burton and Uttoxeter are watching their smart meters like hawks and dreading that moment when their energy bill lands on the doorstep. So I welcome Labour's Warm Homes discount that is going to mean £150 off energy bills for millions of people across this country, providing meaningful support in these difficult times. Can the Prime Minister set out how this is going to help support families in my constituency and around the country?
Prime Minister.
Well, I thank him for his question. I, of course, met his constituent Nicola in her kitchen, and she told me about how hard she's working to support her 3 children, but the past decade has let her down with false promises and public services are wrecked. Mr. Speaker, she told me about the difference the Warm Homes discount will make, £150 off energy bills, and she had a meter, if I recall, in her kitchen recording how much energy she was using. And it would make all the difference to her, is what she told me. And I promise Nicola, my honourable friend, there's much more to come.
That's your lick arse of the week.
Yeah, it is my lick arse of the week.
I was going to let off James Frith because he was talking about Send and they haven't solved Send yet. So I thought there was still the right amount of bite to it while being deferential. I noticed that guess who's got away with it this week? Emma Foodie, Cramlington and Killingworth.
Yeah, that was.
That's a made-up place.
I think Foodie's a made-up surname.
Emma's a made-up name, made-up MP.
She's not real.
Has anyone checked her
Emma
credentials?
Foodies aren't real.
But yeah, she was my lick arse of the week.
Yeah, him. That I typically I don't think our lick arse of the week should be the first question, which is always a plant.
Well, Emma Foodie wasn't the first question.
No, my guy was. He was energy bills.
It's always a plant.
Yeah, he was, and I feel
it's
honourable mention. Yeah, the fluffer, exactly. I like the fluffer that tees up a rinse on the leader of the opposition.
Yeah,
because it's like a nice little sort of spike smash at the net. But in this case, it was just, you met one of my constituents once, and isn't it great that we're going to bring down energy bills?
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, James Care. Ooh.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the Labour Party has needed recess because they cannot handle these withering cut downs from Ed Campbell. Finally, six weeks of a reprieve. Kissing. Do you love each other?
You've done nothing better than that today.
No, famously, I did. Is Keir Starmer bad with Finn Taylor?
Yeah, that was good.
I just find it just so thick of it because you can imagine they probably get the call early this week, because they still have to put in for a PMQ, right? They have to put in for a PMQ. So someone in like Labour Central in Downing Street, or I don't think it comes from Party HQ. I think it is more of a Downing Street endeavour. They'll be like, which backbencher should we pick? And then they'll ring them up and they'll be like, you have been chosen to tickle the balls of the Prime Minister this week. And you can imagine for the next 2 days, that backbench MP's walking around going, no, so I'm actually busy Wednesday. The Prime Minister has actually asked me to, he's asked me to ask a question. So I'm going to be busy.
Does I'm not across does the Speaker not choose the people asking the questions in the order? So he'll pick someone and then do they try and get to that person and plant the question with them?
They register for a question.
Right. Got you.
So they put in for a question.
Trying to think of a way of asking.
That's what you'll often hear them say. Like from the big, they'll be like, oh, we've got a question at PMQs this week.
Mm.
And sometimes MPs will put in for a PMQ, but they don't have a PMQ yet. And then sometimes they'll ask.
See if they get selected.
No. They'll go around being like, what should I ask? Like they'll just put in.
Right.
And then decide what they're going to ask.
Mm.
I feel like it should be something, as an MP, you should have a lot more going on in your workload than like sucking up Keir Starmer, for sure. Is that not like better serving your constituents than...
Isn't that the sort of the whole, as a backbench MP, that's your whole...
Sucking up Keir Starmer?
No, backbench is not. PPS, that's your shtick, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you want to become PPS, you got to get on your knees.
Yeah.
If you wish to climb the greasy pole,
it is undignified.
You must touch Keir Starmer's greasy pole.
Like, I guess in corporate jobs, I guess you're just like working super late, and like
I'm working late
because I'm Keir Starmer.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
I'm the Prime Minister. I hope you're not a farmer.
Yeah.
I'm going to tax you and take your home.
That's good. Improv group?
All of us. The Chuckle Fucks.
What?
We could do an
That's our name.
We could do an improv now.
Okay.
Okay, so you You'll be Keir Starmer in this.
Right.
I'll be your advisor who's going to ring, but you're obviously communicate. I'm the advisor who's going to tell, so you've got to keep telling me what I've got to say to him. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
You're like, like when you're sitting next to the phone with like your partner, and you'll be like, what do they say?
Okay.
You're going to be.
So who are you specifically?
I'm going to be Porgan Puck-Sweeney.
Okay.
Who am I?
You can be Pema Pudi.
Pema Pudi.
Yeah.
Okay.
MP for Pranlington and Killingworth.
Excellent.
Porgan, get Pema Pudi. get Pudi on the phone.
But who is she, Prime Minister? Prime Minister, no one knows her.
I'm told she's one of our backbenchers.
Okay. Bring.
Oh, my phone. That's the first time it's ever done that.
Ring.
Hello.
Pema was it?
Yes.
Pema. It's Porgan Puck-Sweeney.
Hello, Porgan.
Anyway, enough of the pleasantries. What are you doing around Wednesday at midday?
I've got a long afternoon of
Yeah. Pema. What are you doing Wednesday at midday?
whatever you say.
Good, Porgan.
Pema, would you like the chance
Tell her she needs to tickle my balls.
to climb up the greasy pole?
Who's?
Well, Keir Starmer has sent me.
I gathered. I know who you are.
I thought this might be unusual because I've never spoken to you before.
Why would no one ever speak to me?
And I know that you sent 12 letters to us asking us to visit the constituency, but Keir, do you think you could go to the constituency?
If she plays her cards right, I'll do more than visit her constituency. I'll visit her. Well, let's leave it at that.
Is the Prime Minister suggesting he's going to have sex with me?
No, Pema, Keir's not here. Keir is at NATO.
Does she want to have sex with me? I'll have sex with her. I will have sex with her. She wants me to have sex with her.
No, he's at NATO.
Can you tell Keir I'd like to have sex with her?
Put her on the phone right now.
And see. That was wonderful. And you can see more of that at our live show.
That was really stupid. Well done.
It was great stuff. That's the live podcast. The reason we're not going to publish an audio of it is it's going to be really weak, sexually graphic improv between the three of us for an hour. Yeah, can't wait. Amdram, baby. Amdram.
That was tough.
Have we teased the merch? Have we done that?
Aren't they getting them up? No, but I don't think they should. I don't think we should tease that
I don't think we should either.
because they're not. Yeah.
It's just for podcast, just for live attendees, yeah?
Well, we haven't signed that off yet.
Okay.
Leave all of that in there.
Yeah, maybe there will be. Who knows?
The design has been done though,
Pretty good.
and the merch has been selected.
Pretty good.
It is actually pretty nice.
We're going to sell those. We're going to sell that Union Jack dress that girl wore at school.
Oh my god, I should wear that to the live event.
No, you'd be kicked out.
Who shall I come as? Like, what heritage shall I come as? Is like, what would be like the most problematic heritage?
It'd be English, obviously.
Yeah, get arrested, thrown in jail these days. Don't you?
Isn't there like an
Union Jack
independent
dress?
Kent flag or something?
Probably.
The Kent flag is quite cool.
What is it?
It's a horse. It's a rearing horse.
Is it Mr. Hand?
No, that's the
You could
throwback.
be Mr. Hands, though, couldn't you? And I'll be the horse.
Jesus.
Now we're in for a show.
That sounds like a threat. You're going to kill me.
You're going to penetrate me.
No, you said you were the horse.
Yeah, that was the whole problem.
She was pretending to be you. That's what she was saying.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
but-
should we leave it there?
Both things can be true. Both
Yeah.
things were true in his case.
I need to pee.
All right, let's wrap that up. Highbrow, top tip. I said before we started recording, I said, why don't we do a summary of the sort of the parliamentary term? And I think that is some of.
Or can I go to the loo then, and you can start?
No, we're not going to do that. We're at the end of the record. We're finishing over. We'll just
Well,
put a
look, we
line
can
under
do
it.
it next week or something, can't we? We can do a year review. I don't know.
Got 6 weeks to fill.
We've got 6 weeks to fill. Right.
Bloody hell.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.